Good morning, good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth, day 2 post-vacation. And I am trying to get what stuff I have organized in my Hobonichi. I printed out some pictures, most of the pictures that I have, well, all the pictures that I have. I had taken some pictures, screenshots of itineraries from the airlines and car stuff, rental car stuff. And just trying to make some little post-it notes on what happened that day. I have some notes in my phone. The little book that I made, unfortunately, is in the box. I won't be here till Thursday of next week. So that was poor planning. Why I put that in there, I don't know. But a lot of it I did on my phone also. I actually did more on my phone, but the pretty stuff was going in the little book that I made, and with hopes that one day it might be at the back of the trip book journal that I make. So I have done some stuff in Procreate too, like on the airplane, just paint splotches and little titles in there, like Sewing with Friends and what does that blue one say that's in my hand right now? I printed these on sticker paper. Quilt Time and Sewing with Friends, which was an absolute blast. And then I made little like spots where my flight was. So I put 10 days, 2 trips, 3 groups, 3 different groups of people, 1 artist, and I started to put something else here, and then I need to cover it up with a sticker or something. 10 days was how long the trip was. 2 trips, 1 to Missouri, 1 to California. 3 groups, the quilting group, and that's what I'm writing here. The quilting group, my sister, and then my friend from grammar school, and 1 artist, Van Gogh, because we went to a Van Gogh immersion exhibit in Sacramento. My sister and I did. And this little piece of paper came out of some magazine years ago, and I have been hoarding it. So I thought it would be a good piece of paper to like use as a trip page, as if you're packing or making your packing list, because that's what it was. And then I'm just kind of taking pictures that apply to certain days. Like these are the quilting pictures. Made my own washi tape. It's not really washi tape, but it's on sticker paper. Little tiny snaps of the trip to Missouri is in that long strip that I cut a minute ago. And then we got to watch one of the tapings on YouTube of the Missouri Star Quilts YouTube channel. We watched 2. One was a taping. They were both live. They were both live sessions. And we were in the audience at both. And that's what that little picture is with those 2 people. The lady that stars in those videos and her daughter. Her son actually owns the company. And then here's the beginnings of my quilt. The first one that I was working with, and then they had some kind of stretch limousine that had quilting stuff all over it and buttons for tires, and that's what that top picture is on the left-hand side underneath the sewing machine that I had already put in there. So this was my roommate and the sweet lady that has always kept me informed, because everything's done on Facebook, and I refuse to go on Facebook. And she is an older lady, so she had a downstairs room, which was a handicap room, and nobody wanted to room with her. So I'm like, I'll take it, because if I can save my back from walking upstairs, I will. And those were just other little tiny snapshots of stuff. This was the actual quilting or the filming day that we watched. And some of the stuff we watched on the last day, which was another live video that they did. This is our entire group on the stairs. In our matching t-shirts that we ordered. Just all kinds of little, just pictures. One of the ladies in that picture is a lady that lives in Kansas who went to my high school in California and graduated from there many years before me, but it's just bizarre that we met last year and she graduated from the same high school, lives in Kansas. I live in South Carolina, and we both went to high school in Novato, California, which is in north of San Francisco. So, that was just bizarre. And that's one of the ladies I roomed with last year, but this year I was downstairs, and I kind of like the rooms upstairs better, but it is what it is. It was very nice of my little lady friend to let me room with her, because we had another lady who had a knee replacement, but she refused to stay downstairs, and she wanted to be upstairs, and so she hobbled upstairs every day. This is in the beginning of my Hobonichi, where you can track a whole month of stuff at once. I use it for like craft projects, quilting, and a little bit of cross stitch. I haven't done any cross stitch in a very long time, probably over a month. So I put little snippets of extra pictures that I had of the California trip in there. Because it's for quilting also, but I haven't gotten there yet. And then this is a Vincent van Gogh signature that I put on there. I saw some quail, the bird of California, and I saw some poppies, the flowers of California. So this is my return flight boarding passes coming home, and they kind of were taking up a lot of room. I imagine myself as doing this as good as James Burke, but I don't. So I took part of these and I backed them together, and then I will put washi tape down there, quilting washi tape, and use this as a tip in. What did I do this morning? I applied for my visa. I was very careful with the dates. Thank you for that advice, Kurti, because we do come in on a different day than when we leave. So that was really good advice. It only takes a couple days to get it. They gave us an app to do it through online. Now we're talking about what shots we can get or should get. We're kind of leaning towards typhoid and malaria, even though we're not going to be spider hunting in the jungle or anything like that. But in case we get bit by a mosquito or something, and my friend that I'm going with is an ex-nurse, so she kind of cautious about that kind of stuff. But anyhow, the CDC says we should get all kinds of shots. So I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday, and I'm going to get my advice from my doctor. And she's a retired nurse who has lots of friends that are doctors, and they're giving her some advice, because you can only get these shots in South Carolina at Myrtle Beach or Charleston. We have to drive somewhere to get these shots, which is crazy. And they're like $60 a piece. So I don't know how that's all going to work. She's out of town right now too, so my traveling companion. So we're waiting for her to get back later in the week. Let's see. Bakery receipts and restaurant receipts. Here's some more stuff that I made. I drove through farm country. My sister lives down on farm country. That's where my mom grew up. And she has cousins down there. And I visited with one of them, the one that got kicked by the cow. He is still seeing doctors about that because he has a hematoma on his liver, but they said it's actually shrinking finally. It's been a year because that happened at Easter. Don't ever get in the way of a mama cow and her baby, even if the baby's in distress, which was what was happening. He's an old farmer. He knows how to do all this stuff. But the mother attacked him. There were actually 4 other people that were in that Easter lunch group, big boys. When I say boys, I say young men in their 20s that helped him to try to get the cow away from him. And everybody was hurt a little bit. He was definitely hurt. My mom's cousin was definitely hurt the worst. And he's a year older than my mom. He had a concussion, and he had already had a concussion like the month before. So that's why they took him off in a helicopter. Anyhow, neither here nor there. So I'm getting my notes on these little snippets of Post-its and some of my pictures separated. We were up along the river, not the part that we used to go to, but the American River, which is in Northern California, and we used to go camping there as kids. So that's what some of that river stuff is. Me and my friend from grammar school, her mom is doing so-so. Her mom is 98 or 99. I thought she was 97, but she's either 98 or 99. Here's me with messy fabric, trying to clean up my fabric. I was talking about my fabric, my table at the quilting retreat, how messy it got. No difference there or here. And then some of the Vincent van Gogh stuff we saw, my sister and I did on Saturday, a week ago today, which that doesn't seem even possible. It seems like it was just yesterday. And just little snippets. I'm putting down pictures first, then I will go in with ephemera, and then I will go in with words, and we'll see how much room I have left. Some of this is for my scrapbook that I'll eventually make, and then when I say scrapbook, I mean journal. Speaking of journals, there might be a treasure hunt tomorrow on the video. We shall see. There's some air shots from the airplane. And today is April 1st. Oh, yeah, I can't believe it. April Fool's Day. So, but some of it will go in my journal. Some of it's going in the front of this Hobonichi. Some of it's going on page by page. So there'll be 3 places that I'll put all this different stuff down. So there's repeats of several things, but that's okay. I had a debacle with rental cars. I'll explain that to you one day. It was awful. It was awful. On the tour that I'm doing in Vietnam, thank God, all you got to do is say, be here for breakfast and be ready to go for the day. Like, yes. And actually, that's the way I like to travel anymore. Me having to coordinate rental cars and da 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 da. And what do you do when the rental car isn't available that you ordered and paid for, and then you have to get another one in? Ugh, ugh, yuck. So anyhow, um, so this is what I'm doing, catching up in my Hobonichi, applying for visas, and talking with my friend about shots, but she's out of town right now too. So we may end up having to go back to the beach and stay at one of our houses, um, and overnight and get our shots and then drive back the next day. I don't know. Or go to Charleston. Charleston's only 2 hours away rather than three. So, but then we have to come back in a day. Ugh, yuck. Anyhow, so this is the procedure: pictures, ephemera, color, then words. Oh, and the dog was so excited to see me when I got home Thursday night, which was like 11:30. He's like, "Oh, Mom, where have you been? Where have you been?" I didn't think he would even realize I was gone, but he did apparently. So yeah, and dividing up pictures for them to go in 3 different places in a little bit calendar in the beginning of the Hobonichi, the day by day pages at the end of the Hobonichi, and then my actual journal. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. Bye.